I get there.
We'll be there.
Oh, I know. No, see,
Yeah, we'll be there.
not me. I know how I'm dying.
2 weeks today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel a little better?
Yeah. Things are getting easier. I
Missing
even
one.
slept in my own bed.
Oh, big deal. I don't want to sit next to
Hey, that dog's over there.
Wants to sit over there?
Yeah.
Over there?
I'll move down. All right.
Yeah.
All right, 10 o'clock, open meeting, Bev?
Okay. 10 o'clock, we call this meeting to order. John,
Here.
Terry, here. Mary, here. Barbara,
Here.
Mario,
Here.
Joe absent. Okay.
Joe will be at the later meeting. He's dropping his assistant here for it. Okay, naturally we're gonna have a little open meeting. I just have one item and it's referring to the election committee for the security of the election that we're gonna have. As everyone here I think is aware that we needed volunteers to help us with the election as far as counting and stuffing envelopes. I'm going to announce later at the meeting that we only need 3 more volunteers, that we have reached a significant number that have already done so, and we're going to ask for 3 more today at the meeting. And I just want to briefly give you the scenario that's been sent to me by the attorney, and that's going to refer to the security of the election. During the day, the ballot boxes will be kept. I'm going to read this again at the later meeting, but I want everybody here apprised of it beforehand. During the day, the ballot boxes will be kept in the lobby or the office waiting room and secured every evening. All the ballot boxes will be taped closed with a new box being used each week or sooner if the box is filled to capacity. Each box with ballots will be secured in the office each evening until transported to the meeting room stage in Clubhouse 2 by the election committee persons on Wednesday, November 24th, when they will be opened and counted before any owner who wishes to observe from the floor. Each candidate will be assigned a seat on the stage to observe the counting process themselves or to have their designee observe the counting process. On November 24th, the owner's names on the exterior envelopes will be announced by an election committee person, and you should check off on the good standing master ledger sheets of those persons identified to be in good standing. If such exterior envelopes contain the name of a person whose name does not appear on the good standing master ledger, that sheet's person ballot will be deemed invalid and placed in a separate box, and the ballot inside will not be counted. If a person submits 2 mail-in ballots, both ballots will be deemed null and void, and neither will be counted. After all the names of the exterior envelopes are announced, only those envelopes bearing the names of people in good standing will be opened by the election committee members, with the exterior envelopes being placed in one box and the envelope containing the ballot will be in another box. Those exterior envelopes bearing the names of people not in good standing will be retained, not opened, and the ballots inside then will not be opened. Once all ballots for counting are assembled, I will read the names of the people on the ballot out loud to the 3 vote counters, who will tally the votes in increments of 5, announcing when each candidate received increments of 5 votes to minimize the likelihood of a recount. Transparent, I'm not aware of any statute or regulation that doesn't allow the people in the office to help and count the votes. There's nothing that says that they can't. They are independent and they don't have preferences. They work for the community. And that's all I have.
John, you were reading that on behalf of Paul Leodori?
That's correct.
Okay.
This came from our attorney.
Okay.
Well, I have a letter from Thomas Beach. I also have a copy from Michael Alegre that I asked Tom to give me. Board of Directors, Holiday City of Berkeley, Shareowners Corp, 631 Jamaica Boulevard, Thomas River, Re-Election Committee, dear sirs. This letter concerns my previous offer to volunteer to serve on the committee for the upcoming Board of Directors election. Unanticipated personal factors have developed which may interfere with my ability to devote the time and efforts necessary for the successful completion of the required duties and responsibilities. Therefore, by this letter, it is with regret that I must withdraw my offer to volunteer to serve on the election committee. I do not want to start the effort only to withdraw during the process, as this would be unfair to all association members and candidates. Thank you for your understanding in this matter. Sincerely, Thomas Peach, 865 Jamaica Boulevard, Thomas River, New Jersey. I do have a copy for you, Michael. And that's why we do not have, that's going to, Michael Alegre is going to have to give somebody
So a recommendation for the committee.
recommendation for that committee.
All right, well, I'm sure.
And I believe the other one was, I think her name is Joan.
No, Matt.
Krishoni or something, whatever, those are two people, but Judy has the list of everybody, and everybody will be
At
contacted.
the
by
shareholders
call.
meeting, I'm gonna announce that we need 3 more volunteers, and anybody
Are
can
you
step
also
forward.
gonna mention about it going out, to be mailed out? That we're.
I'm gonna mention that at the meeting, but I'll bring it up now. To have a committee and to have everybody represented, to count votes, it's gonna take 5 days
Yeah.
to do the stuffing of the envelopes, etc. One envelope inside of another one, et cetera. It probably will take, to get out over 3,000 of these, it's gonna take a full week. So we've wanted to ask people to have volunteers to do this. And I'm gonna put that out at the meeting. But right now, the way it looks, we don't have enough people, and we're gonna sub this out to a company to prepare the envelopes and have them sent. This was done by 2 of the other residents, 2 of the other communities. They've done that already. They have an outside agency, and they're gonna handle it all. That's, again, if we don't get enough volunteers, which at this point, we see that it's kinda, some do, and then they bow out. And again, not everybody's gonna wanna give a full 7 or 6 hour day, 5 days a week. But again, if this is done that way, then I don't think anybody can consider there any impropriety on, selectively sending to only certain homes or something silly like that, that would never happen. So that being said, I'm gonna make mention of that also at the meeting. Anything
Also,
else?
I'm gonna say that there's people coming in here and asking for who's not in good standing. We cannot give that information out. That's personal information, and we will not know every single person who is not in good standing until we get back all of the bills, the maintenance fees have gone out,
October said we send them out for the last quarter, and if people hadn't responded by that time, or they're in arrears, naturally, it would take that a couple extra days just to make sure that those people are either on or not on.
But names will not, you might get a number, but you'll never get a name. That's a personal, and we can't give that.
Confidential information.
Right, I have, we have, the pool contracts, but I'm going to suggest now that we put that aside until after the election. Might be a new board, and they might want to,
Address it differently.
Hmm?
They might want to address it in their own way, whoever the new board
Absolutely.
is. So
Absolutely.
that being said, we received contracts in, proposals in, 3 different companies.
We only got for the one pool.
For the one pool, I know. We only have 3 bids in for the one pool, we still have to receive to get other bids in. So at that point, we've decided that all this should be left for whatever members are gonna be on the new board. and we don't feel that that would be proper for us to make that determination. At this point, it would be a lame duck issue, and we're not gonna do that.
So,
Okay.
anything else? The only other thing I have is they are going to finish, the maintenance people are going to finish. The card room is the only room that really needs the new floor, and we have flooring to do
We have
it,
the flooring.
and paint. It
The
will-
excess flooring,
Yeah, the excess flooring will, and that will just completely finish off using up all of the flooring, and it needs to be painted, it hasn't been done in
well, I'm
about
sure that
7
we've
or
got
8
that,
years.
that's already in the works.
Right,
And I'm gonna make a suggestion that we hold off on maybe the painting of Clubhouse 1.
everything,
I
yeah.
think we should hold
I
off
think
and
we hold off
let a
on-
new
right.
board, or whoever, if there's some semblance of this board, and new members, or a completely new board, whatever the situation is, we're gonna leave that for that board.
The other
Whoever they
thing-
may be, whoever we or they may be.
The other thing is the bus contract. The bus contract is up at the end of October.
That's an issue.
That's an issue, so my suggestion is I'm gonna ask Judy to call Stout, that's our bus company right now, and see if they would extend.
Yes. I don't see why they wouldn't, but you're
They've
right.
been very good.
I think that would be a good idea, because we could also leave that in the hands of the next board.
Right, we do not, we sent out all the bids to 3 different companies, nobody has responded yet.
All right, so then
So,
Stout would be the one, and I would think they probably would.
And
work
that's
with us
pretty
on that.
much everything.
They
But
have
then
till
again-
September 30th to
Yeah.
respond.
Right,
No,
but
I
then
know.
again, we don't wanna leave everybody in a lurch.
Right.
Because if they do extend, and then whoever the board is again, they're gonna have to jump right on that.
Right,
That would be something immediately that they would have to
so
address,
that's,
whoever.
that's about the only thing that
Okay.
I have.
All right, cool.
But as I said, we're going forward with the card room because it really is, it needs it.
All right,
It's about 7 or 8 years.
all right. Okay. Derek? Nothing. Barbara?
No, not really.
Mario?
Nothing really.
Just one thing I noticed that, have they been keeping up with the spraying of the curbs? Has anybody been complaining about that? Because I saw one.
Not really, because it's not that much.
So it might be whatever, they didn't get to that spot yet.
I got some in front of my house and it hasn't been done yet, but when the guy comes through again, one guy does with another guy.
All right.
There's 2 guys that do it.
I'm gonna say one thing, my grass has never been this good.
Again, I'm gonna say this,
14 years.
they're a new company, they came in we've always had complaints. The prior company, there was complaints every day. This is a new company, they came in at $100,000 less. We gave them the shot, and like anything new, I do believe they needed some time to find out the layout, the logistics of Holiday City, Berkeley, because it does have offshoots, that it's not a square grid. Hold on,
But
okay.
they cut.
Yeah, I know, they leveled their
So much
blades.
better.
Anything we've asked of them, they've done, so far, we do have them for the next, I think, 2 years after this, so. I do believe they're gonna do a better job as they go. All right, I don't believe Joe had anything, he just told me that all requests came in for modifications, he approved them. Ben, you got anything you wanna add?
No, not at this time, no.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, the one thing that I do have is that, the card players asked if, being that we're gonna be closing the card room for a couple of days to paint and put floor down, if they could use the clubhouse. And if there's nothing going on, I don't see why not.
What do you mean the card players? The unsanctioned ones that just come in and play?
Everybody, yeah.
Anybody who just plays cards?
Yeah, everybody that, we could set the tables up in the other room
And
for a
clubhouse
couple of
room.
days. I think it's.
They're painting the card room,
Yeah,
not the whole, right, just the card
just the
room.
card room.
Well,
And putting in a new floor.
fine, then they could definitely play in clubhouse one, there's no reason not to.
But the only thing is we have exercise there in the morning and Zumba in the afternoon.
Then
so
it
they
works
might have to
around,
come
we'll work
in
around the time, you
between.
know,
That's
you
it.
can't accommodate every little thing,
I know.
so people have to accommodate. If you wanna play cards, you will, but there's already been time allotted for the people to exercise, it has to work around that.
Right.
If there's nothing else,
That's it.
I guess we can all meet later on.
Yes, another.
And that'll close it. Thank you, people. Thank you for showing. Take care.
Have a-
Yes.
See you later.
Michael,
Meeting's over, right? I want to put a request in that the candidates want to meet with the board in a private meeting to discuss issues instead of fighting in the open meeting all the time and causing all kinds of fiascos. There's a lot of things that we really need to talk about. So I'm just putting it out there. You can.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, no.
no, I don't have.
Well,
That's
Michael. Right now, we actually had been
Not that door,
discussing
it's supposed to be.
having
Should be this door.
some sort of interaction.
Yes.
But we would like,
This
whatever
door.
is discussed, if we do agree and we
Oh,
do
what,
that,
this door?
we would like those
Don't get
results or
something.
discussions published in the paper,
Somebody's
so that the
lost.
community can see what the pros and cons are on each side,
I would love that.
okay?
I would love that. And I think that everybody on
I'm sorry, I don't.
the outside of the board that's running, you got, what, 7 candidates running or 8
There's
candidates?
quite a few candidates.
Quite a
right now.
few, okay, they all want that.
All right, now-
Because things have been adjusted on the
Are
election.
you running, can I ask you
Yeah,
a question
sure.
seriously? Are you running as a team or is every candidate?
No, we're running
independent?
as, we want a new board.
I
That's
got
how
you,
we're,
sir.
that's how we're running.
But is
Everybody's
every
individual.
candidate,
Yeah.
every candidate has that stipulation, they want a new board?
Yes, I would say so.
Okay,
I would say so.
so then it is kind of a
Yeah.
Republican and Democratic kind of
Right,
thing.
type of thing.
I got it.
But
It's two different.
Listen, everybody's different. There's
The
nobody
reason
that.
I say
yeah,
that
yeah.
is because up till this year, anyone who's ever run has run independently.
Right.
And we've never had
Right.
anyone challenge the whole board,
Mhm.
except when the receivership happened, and that
Okay.
turned out to be nothing.
Well, I think
Not
we
true.
have a
That
lot
was
to
before us.
discuss because what's upsetting on our side is that the bylaws have changed. You've changed the bylaws for this election, and we have a lot of concern about
Hold on,
Whoa!
no, Michael.
Our
Wait.
bylaws have not
it.
changed.
Okay, we'll talk about that in
No,
the
no,
open,
no, no,
open
no.
meeting, because they have,
No,
yes.
it's not, look.
And
you bring
there's
that up
some
now.
more
You're
missing
making
from
an
it.
accusation that, an unfounded,
Okay,
from where do you
okay.
get, can I ask you where you got that from?
From the bylaws.
You, from the bylaws,
From the
you
bylaws.
saw that we changed them?
Yes.
When?
Because in the
Did we change them?
bylaws, it says,
Yeah,
okay, I don't remember the exact numbers, but the discussion would be, in the bylaws, it says that there is, all the resumes stop on September 1st. And they are to
That
be,
was prior to Radburn, which
Right.
overrides our bylaws.
you
no, it does
said
not,
that.
no, it does not.
yes, you, oh, wait a
Not
minute.
on that, not on that.
Wait, hold on.
Oh.
You're wrong, Mike. I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
You used Radburn.
Okay.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
You brought it up and I want to respond to you.
Sure.
The reason, when you first came to me, the reason I told you that you could not be on was because of the 5-meeting rule.
Correct.
Which was overruled by Radburn.
Correct.
You used Radburn, you
Why?
can't use it in one way
Okay.
and then use
To
it
your benefit
all
and then
the
turn
time.
it around and
You
shove it
can't
up our
use both
behind.
sides of Radburn for your benefit. That's not the way to go, Mike.
But the Radburn did not change that part. Radburn is not a separate law. Okay?
It's an overriding law.
It's
overrides.
an amendment to our laws.
It
No,
is not.
absolutely
You
not.
better check into that.
DCA made
We
the
can
amendment.
debate this in public.